Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Citizen Uprising. I am your host, Robert Rule. We're going to remake the 18th here. I have to go back and cut out the intro because the video was blocked for a copyright issue. Apparently I do not own the rights to play that music, even though I bought the CD. Probably when I bought it, it was about $15, but that wasn't good enough. I can't play 30 seconds of a song, so I pay $15 for a CD with 20 songs on it, and only one of them's good. On that particular album, 2 songs were good. But WMG, Warner Music, doesn't like the fact that I play 30 seconds of a song from a CD that I bought in my video as intro music. So I guess there's no more intro music. Because I already bought the CD. Why would I then go in on top of that buy a license for it? YouTube asked me if I own the rights. Yes, I own the rights to my CD. I bought the damn thing, and I'm making a YouTube video, and I'm not making any money doing this. It's not commercial use. This is private. I'm speaking my mind. I'm putting it on YouTube so that I can put it on my website so that people can hear it. So, that's that. If you're wondering why the video was censored, that's it. So I talked a lot about, in that video, the presidency, what people are saying about the candidates, and what I thought about what the people are saying about the candidates, and where I see the Republican Party right now. Now, I want you to know I am a true conservative. So what does it mean to be a true conservative? A true conservative stands for the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. But a true Democrat could also stand for the same thing. What separates us is that we don't like big government. We don't like big taxes. I don't think that you should hire someone with a gun to come and take my money under threat of imprisonment to give to you. That's the big thing that separates us. I work with some people who don't know where the money comes from. And there was a lot of talk with the whole GSA thing, where when the GSA employees, they didn't know that the money came from the taxpayers. They thought that the money came from a general fund. Now, if I were a judge, I wouldn't even give that a second look. That's BS to me. But some of the people who don't work in government, who aren't college educated, who sit around watching Oprah all day and The View, they honestly don't know where the money comes from. You see people standing in line for Obama money. They don't know that comes from your pocket and it comes from my pocket. That's my hard-earned money. and these people are wasting it. And by the way, I work in government. I'm not going to tell you where. But I was out of work for a long time, you know. I was prepared. I knew back in 2005 that this whole thing was going to collapse. I knew a lot of people were going to lose their jobs. But I worked in the healthcare industry. And I never ever thought that that would affect me. But I took the precautions anyway. I bought a bank-owned home. I fixed it up. I didn't touch the outside because I didn't want my property taxes raised. You know, these are little smart things you can do. I saved up all of my money. I didn't buy anything. We put all our money in a bank account. I bought an economical car. I bought a backup junk economical car that runs very well, just in case. And then it came time. But luckily, I worked for a really good company. My company gave us severance and hired a firm to come in and write our resumes. And I never wanted to work for the government, but I knew that it was the safest way to go. So that's what I did. And I made very good money doing nothing. Because that's how government works. But anyway, people don't understand where the money comes from. And they know it's not theirs, but it's given to them. So they go on spending sprees. They don't care. They don't care that it's your money. There was a real interesting interview, and you can go to our website, www.citizenuprising.com. Watch the Rand Paul interview with Alex Jones. Rand Paul talks about the hostages over in Egypt and how he suggested that we cut the funding. And then they released the hostages, and Hillary Clinton right away released the money to them. You see, we pay these countries billions and billions of dollars. And these countries turn around and crap on us. Plain and simple. Why are we giving these countries money? You know, there was an old game called, this is when computers first came out. I used to play this game a lot, 1802 AD or something like that, where you would pay a tribute to other countries not to attack you. Now, for people who say that this is the greatest, most powerful country in the world, why would we then be paying tribute to other countries to prevent them from attacking us or sharing information? Are we not? Are we not the most innovative country in the world? So why? Why pay them billions of dollars? I don't understand that. I never have, and I never will. I also talked about the Republican Party, at least where I live. People are starting to wake up, but they've just got their one eye barely open. And that's even stretching it a bit. the people that you elect to lead you have no clue. And you're sitting at home and you're getting ready to go cast that vote at the election box. And you see the candidates and you say, I've heard good things about this person, I'm going to vote for them. Let me tell you something. You are about 20 times smarter than that person will ever be. The only thing that they have on you is they know the process and what it takes to run. That's it. That's all they have over you. They don't know the Constitution as well as you. They don't have the integrity that you have. They damn sure aren't as honest as you are. But yet, you're afraid to put your name on the ballot. Why? Why are you intimidated by these people? I don't understand. And you know I do have a beef with one of the judges here who rubber stamps crap. Yet some of my friends, I've noticed, are starstruck in his presence. And I am going to make it a point in my life to get him out of there. I haven't figured out how yet, but he will be out of there. I have no respect for a man who appoints a magistrate, lets him usurp the Constitution, lets him usurp my rights, passes judgment with no proof whatsoever, and won't let me submit my own evidence, and then rubber stamps it. I have no respect for someone like that. I won't bow down to Caesar. And I mentioned in the 18th program that I also have no respect for conservatives who will hold their nose and vote for whoever they dangle in front of you. I don't respect you one bit. And you already know I don't give a damn what you think about me. You tell me that I need to vote for Romney because he's the guy everybody wants. No, he's not. He's the guy the media wants. And I'll tell you something else, brother. I don't have. Don't tell me who I need to vote for. I'm going to vote for the right guy. I do my research, and you know the thing with the whole court deal is the founders saw things. They were involved in government, and they saw what was wrong with government, and some of them had been accused of things. They saw the debtors' prisons, things like that, the goings-ons, and a lot of corruption. They saw things that other people didn't see. So when somebody comes out and tells you these things, instead of shunning them, if I tell you a couple guys who have no backbones kind of shrugged me off and said, well, I can't be bothered with that because, I'm kissing their ass so that I can get in and get appointed to different positions. You, my friend, my friends, are a bunch of wusses. That's what you are. And I'm not going to elect a wuss. I want a man or a woman who is confident, who doesn't have to kiss ass to get to the top. Yeah, a lot of conservatives talk tough. But are you? Can you make it on your own? Can you stand behind your integrity? Can you do what you say you're going to do and not cave in to pressure? Look at the case, the Trayvon case or whatever, Zimmerman case that I said I wouldn't talk about. You know those prosecutors did what they did because of public pressure. They didn't care about the laws they already had in place and say, there's not really anything we can do because those laws do exist. But the public pressure got so bad that they said, well, we have to do something. We gotta lock him up, or those people are gonna riot. If you're doing the right thing, what the hell do you care what people think? The media is riling people up. The Justice Department riled everybody up. They have an agenda. You're an elected representative. And when you take that oath of office, you swear to uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution of these United States. And that is your job. Your job isn't to cave in to public pressure. Your job isn't to do whatever the hell you want to. Your job isn't to kiss ass to get a higher position. Your job is to do what you were elected to do. It's pretty simple. And another thing I talked about, people talk about cutting wages of the elected. They have families too. Now they may be corrupt, but what if you have a good representative who isn't corrupt, and he took an oath of office and he had to quit his job to do that, and this is his means of providing for his family? So how exactly is that going to solve anything? It's your dumbass who put him there. Maybe place the blame where it belongs. The voter is the one who picks these people. They don't elect themselves. Well, I guess that's debatable nowadays, the way this primary's been going. But I still say the media has a bigger role. And if you don't pay attention to the media, and you do your research, and you pick the right candidates, then how can the media have any influence? Once we establish that, then we can talk about fraud. But I still see way too many people listening to the media. And that's got to stop. I got into a little debate with a friend of mine. I had on the 18th I had talked about the eligibility issue. And a friend of mine who happens to be a law professor, and this guy is phenomenal. I think this guy should run for judge. I really do, because he is more constitutional than anybody I know, and he has the degree to back it up, and I respect him very much. And so I started talking about, how in the olden days, to be a natural born citizen, your father had to have been born here, because they didn't have women's rights back then, so women were excluded. They didn't even include the mother in it. But the father had to have been born here. And he had made the argument that, if that were the case, George Washington wouldn't have been president. Now, if somebody were to bring that into a debate, then yes, George Washington was not eligible for office of the president, because no one would be eligible for that office until after July 4th of 1790. Washington was the presiding officer of the secret convention that produced the Constitution. And Washington was the only person ever elected to the office of the president who was, according to the Constitution of September 17th, 1787, not eligible to hold it. But we did have a war going on, and we did have a constitution being drawn up. And so, yes, that argument is legitimate, but it also has a very good reason behind it. Right now, we're not in a revolution. I don't know what the hell we're doing over there. Really, I don't. Are we, it's been, over 10 years since 9/11. And we're still citing that as the reason for all of our rights being taken away. And yes, it's true that 6 of the 9 people on the commission said that, they were lied to. And no, we're not going to have hearings on it. What really happened on 9/11? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. All I know is what the media tells me. And I hear other people who's right. I don't know what the truth is. I don't have that kind of clearance. And neither do you, so don't tell me that you know what went on. And again, that plays into the media. Don't tell me who to vote for. Because that, my friend, I have done the research on. I didn't listen to the media on that one. I didn't do my research on 9/11 because I don't have that kind of clearance. But I can go and look up voting records. That I have the clearance for. So, my new thing, Rush Limbaugh has a stack of stuff. Other people have their stack of news. Mine is going to be the stack of crap. For once, just once, I want to see some good news. just want to see some good news. This Zimmerman case, I've got friends saying, I can't believe they let that guy go. He murdered somebody, he's not being punished for it. They're letting him out. Well, yeah, they're letting him out on bail. That you still have to go through a whole trial. And I don't even know why they're going through a whole trial, to tell you the truth. They don't have anything on him, really. I mean, they could go to trial to hear testimony and stuff like that, but then who gives a damn what the... You know, if I were those parents of that kid, I would be pissed, because that's my kid. And so I can understand that. And it doesn't matter what you said to me. It wouldn't matter what you said to me. Nothing could calm my anger, because that's my child. And I want to believe that I raised him the right way. You know? So I'm not going to blame the parents at all. That's their right. And I don't know much about the case. You know, did this guy act in self-defense? I don't know. I see some pictures of his head bleeding. He says he was attacked. You know, that'll all come out in court. But for those of you to think he's gotten off scot-free, he hasn't. And you know, now you got the black people going around beating up white people because they think that Zimmerman was white. It just goes to show you how little people actually know, and how the media incites this kind of violence. The media loves a race war. They get some kind of cheap thrill on that. And that's why I don't even bother. The only reason I watch the news is for show prep. That's it. Just to have a few laughs. Because it really is funny. And like I said before, they're losing their ratings. They're losing viewership. And that's why. Because it's all crap. And so that's why I've dubbed this my stack of crap. I remember seeing an interview with Ron Paul where the lady said, yeah, one of your supporters is having it put up a video of Rick Perry's having sex with this, that, and the other thing, and will you denounce this person, and what do you think? And Ron Paul, as Ron Paul is, but if that were me, I would have said, lady, why in the hell did you even waste my time? Why am I here to answer crap like this? I mean, can't you think of a better question or a better story? I don't give a damn what one of my supporters does. I'm not his mommy and daddy. What do you want me to do? He gives me money for my campaign, I'm happy. I already told you that I'm for the Constitution. I'm not going to do anything unconstitutional. So, really, why are you wasting my time? Why does it matter where I get my money if I have an impeccable voting record? I don't take money from lobbyists. I don't even talk to lobbyists. And you're going to ask me these kind of crappy questions? Seriously, lady? You need to have your head checked. Or your boss that told you to do it needs to have his or her head checked. See, I wouldn't be so nice as Ron Paul is. I wouldn't play games with these people because they're idiots. But I want to remind you again, really, check out the Rand Paul interview with Alex Jones. That's on the website, www.citizenuprising.com. You know, I do work a full-time job, so I do what I can to update the website. I'm a very, very, very busy man. And I hope that candidates in the area don't take offense when I don't show up to events or fundraisers. I'm a very busy man. Doesn't mean I don't like you. Just means I'm busy. I will tell you two guys I'm very fond of, and one who didn't win. But let's hope he wins the next one. And that is State Congressman Ron Young. Great guy. Sticks to his guns. He doesn't take any crap from anybody. He supports and defends the Constitution. You know, he's really trying to help us out. And you know, I went with him to a council meeting here in Mentor, and I heard some of the council members crying about how, oh, we need the money and you guys want to take it away. Hey, if it wasn't for Scott Marn, you'd be in the red. Okay? You guys knew what was coming down the pipe, and you knew you needed to save. Thank God he knew to save. But the particular one that was crying about it, listen, we're all going to go through bad times. You shouldn't be counting on that federal money in the first place, or state money. And you shouldn't be taxing the hell out of your citizens either. But anyway, that's a side note. I went there with Ron, and we were expecting chaos because some of the firefighters and teachers and stuff thought they were going to be losing money, and that really wasn't the case. The case was to root out the bad element. And I support Ron 100%. Keep up the good work, brother. Another guy I really respect who ran for state Congress but did not win. It was close, but now, and that is Dave Fiebig. Great gentleman. He's a good businessman, and I think he's the right fit. He's a constitutional man. He's a religious man, but that's another thing, and I talked about that on the 18th. Of course, this was all cut out, but I personally don't wear my religion on my sleeve. What goes on between me and Jesus is my business. It's nobody else's. But I've been and this goes along with what I've said in past shows about being a committeeman and helping out in campaigns. I've been around these people. I know they're religious people. They all, when they sit down to eat, they say a little prayer. They don't do it because I'm there. It's something they do all the time. They have a conscience, but they also have a backbone. And these are the kind of people we need. We need a judge who will admit he was wrong, get rid of the magistrate, and hear the case himself, and make a determination, and not try to charge me $700 for a transcript. I didn't have an attorney because I don't have $1,500 laying around. I didn't get a transcript because I don't have $700 laying around. I could get it, very easily if I needed to. But I'm not going to be financially terrorized by family members. It's not going to happen. You know? You got to drop $1,500 every time somebody's jealous of you, of your success. Why do I even waste my time on that? Seriously. Innocent people should not have to put up with financial terrorism. You should be safe in your home. Your kids should be safe. My kids were held at gunpoint because we don't have a constitutional sheriff and a constitutional judge. The police are not to blame. They follow orders. They have families to feed. I understand that. So here are these people, and there's one particular councilman also involved, think that I was going to file some suit against the city or something. Look, I understand your position. Another officer had called for help because he was scared. He thought that this particular suspect may have a weapon, and based on what the idiot said, he was going to shoot cops and everybody else. So I understand your position. But who was in charge of this is what I want to know. And why didn't that person say, listen, let's call the guy and ask him to come up here? Pretty simple. If you'd have called me on the phone and you would have said, Mr. Rule, we would like you to come up here because we want to talk to you. Well, we got a phone call, and I would have said, oh, okay, no problem. But now if I didn't come up there, then come and get my ass. But at least give me a chance instead of pulling guns on my kids. Seriously. And this whole thing has been good in a way because I've seen the candidates that don't deserve to be in office. I've seen the way they are. I've seen the way they act, and their asses need to be booted out. So that's what I intend to do. I intend to work hard to boot your asses out of there. And you know that when it comes to campaigns, I'm 2 for 2. I will walk every single precinct. I will walk every single ward. I will walk the whole county if need be. I'll do it. Because I have drive and I have a belief. And I follow the Constitution. Now some of you won't get that involved. Who else is going to do it? Who else is going to make sure that good people are in office? See, we sit at home, and I did it for a long time. I figured that, we'd always have a good candidate to elect. That's not the case. And once again, like I do every show, I want to urge everybody, every conservative, real conservative, to become a committeeman and help out and volunteer and help these campaigns and get to know the candidates. And maybe you'll teach them something they didn't know. And I'm sure they'll teach you something you didn't know. I've gotten, people have been jealous of me my whole life. whether it be a jealous boyfriend or jealous coworker. I have always succeeded, and I will continue to succeed in everything I do. And I'm always going to have jealous people trying to attack me. It was a little hard to believe that my own family would attack me, but you know, it's laughable in a sense. But I never thought I'd go in front of well, I didn't go in front of him, but a unconstitutional judge just rubber stamped the paper without looking at it. I never thought in a million years that would happen. So I feel fortunate to have gone through all this trouble, because I've met a lot of good people along the way. I've also met some bad people, but I've been able to speak about it, and we need to boot those people out. And I'm not afraid to say it. And I want politicians who aren't afraid to speak out. To think about it, if you're on a football team, do you want a coach that doesn't know what the hell he's doing, or do you want to win? I would work better under a coach who knew what the hell he was doing. And we will thrive under a representative who knows what he or she is doing. Think about that. If you just hold your nose and vote for anyone, how are you going to thrive? And I'm going to end it here. I want everyone to have a good night, and God bless.